What's up, you freak bitches? Welcome to the Next Gen podcast.
Welcome to the future.
Where you get fucked in the ass.
We got Victor, Mason, and I.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Come on.
This is
I am
KB,
KB.
and welcome to our podcast.
Yes, where we talk about technology, sacrifices, self-development, androids, anything in the future of
Psychedelics.
technology.
Anything.
Drugs.
Next gen.
Steroids.
Weed. Welcome to the Next Gen podcast. I'm Kevin Brandon, or KB. We got Victor here and Tatyana. So Tatyana, tell everybody a little bit about who you are.
All right. Well, my name is Tatyana Figueiredo. I'm from Brazil. I'm an actress. So I started acting back in Brazil. My life was all there. One day I was doing I graduated in theater, acting, doing professional courses, doing short films, commercials, modeling in between.
Yeah, you did it all.
I wasn't planning to come to America. That wasn't in my list. But life is funny, right? I took an art shop with Margie Haber back in Brazil. She was coaching actors. She coached actors in Hollywood, but she went to Brazil to teach her technique. At the time, I couldn't speak English at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the workshop with the headphones, trying, someone translating, I was just hearing her, and it was just amazing. But the thing of her workshop that at the end, I think after 2 days of her workshop, she would do an audition, and she would choose one person to come to Hollywood with everything paid to take her acting class. So
How old were you at this point?
wow. Sounds amazing, but anyway, I don't think I'm gonna get it because I don't speak English, and but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to learn whatever she has to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember doing the audition. I tried to use her techniques, and I did my scene in Portuguese. And then a couple of days later, they sent email saying, "So we have a winner, and the person who's going to Hollywood to take her acting classes for free is and it was my name."
That's amazing. And
How
how
old were you at this point at that time?
I finished at the time college after 1 year. I think I was 20, I guess.
20?
Around that, I guess, yeah.
And how old are you now?
Should I answer that? I'm 30.
It's up to you. I'm just trying to gauge
No,
what.
I'm 30.
30? Okay. Nice. So you literally just came over here because you won an audition type thing, right?
Yes.
That's
So
insane.
I know. It was
how
amazing.
scary.
She changed my life because I wasn't planning. And at the time I was shooting a film, and I told the productions, "Hey, this thing happened, and I'm going." And I tried to learn English in Brazil. Taking acting English classes, having a private class. It didn't work. She would speak English to me, I would try to learn, and then outside the class, I would just speak Portuguese because all my friends, nobody speak English. My parents doesn't speak English. So I told my dad, I was like, I think the best way for me is to go to America and take classes there because I'm gonna be there around American people, and I think that would be the best way to learn English. So I came 6 months before having her class because they gave me 1 year to learn English. Otherwise, they would give me my scholarship to another person. I was like, no, I have to learn English in 1 year.
Wow, this is crazy.
How scary was it to come to America? Were you confident?
Oh my God. When I remember, it was so scary. I don't know if I would do it again. I mean, I would, but it was so much. And at the age, of course, I am now, I wouldn't take the risk to do something like that. But at the time, I left everything behind. I was dating for 7 years, I guess. Years, I don't know. Yeah, I left everything. Like, you know what?
Dang, you
This
were
is
like,
my
I'm done.
life, and I have to go.
Wow. Did you get
This is
any
your calling.
backlash? Did anybody like get upset at you? Was your ex-boyfriend mad at you? Was your parents mad at you, or they were all excited?
My parents they were very excited because they didn't kind of like my relationship before. So
Yeah,
for
of
them,
course.
like, you're so young, go, go live your life.
Wow, my goodness.
But,
I don't hear
but
a
it was
lot of these stories.
best thing. It was
Mhm.
the best thing I did for my life. So yeah, and then I came here, learned English 6 months before, and I took her classes. I was supposed to go back to Brazil, but I fell in love, so I decided to stay longer. And so I started just keep studying, and then I was just studying English. Then I was studying acting here, and then I became part of theater here
Mhm.
company, and they call White Fire Theater. It was in Sherman Oaks, Studio City. Yeah, I stayed there for 2 years.
Wow.
Then I took other acting classes here, but she literally changed my life. For what I hadn't planned back in Brazil, I had to do everything again. And coming to another country when you by yourself is the scariest thing because I was just living with my parents at the time, and
Mhm.
everything was easy. I have my dad, my mom to help me out. I have my friends. So when I came here, I didn't have the language, and that was. I remember the first couple days. I told my dad, I can't stay here. I don't like the culture. I don't like here.
Wait, what don't you
And
like
my
about the
dad, calm
culture?
down.
What do you not like about the culture?
I think I was just scared because right
Uh,
now I love very much. I think it was just well, I have one
People
actually
people
friend.
here are crazy.
I think people crazy everywhere.
No, I mean crazy people is everywhere, but in Brazil we have this culture, and it's normal when you see someone, if you're a friend or not, we kind of just hug, we kiss in the cheeks, and I think I got a little. I think I was doing that at the beginning, and people told me, I think it's weird if you start hugging people and kissing them in the cheeks if you don't know them.
Yeah, it is weird. Like
Oh,
people are like, what are you doing? You're getting too close. You-
yes. Why? Why you
I only do that with my mom.
that?
When you say you fell in
That's
love, did you fall in love with the city, the America, or someone else?
I fell in love with the city,
Hmm.
the way LA it is structured, the way the houses look, the palm trees.
Oh,
That's
you
very
can't beat the
unique.
palm trees.
It's so pretty. I
the beach.
love the weather because
Mm.
in Brazil it's hot, which I love it, but it rains a lot, so it's very humid.
Oh yeah, no,
So
it's
here
Florida.
in LA at the time I like it because it's warmer and it's more dry, so I kind of like that. But I got lucky. I mean, I found I met a lot of really good people, and I did really wonderful friends.
Hmm.
So I think like the people here also helped me a lot to feel kind of home. So I think that was kind of lucky.
No, yeah, you got extremely lucky. But let's see if we can like deconstruct that luck. So for that audition you did, how long did you practice or study for something like that? Like were you putting
Um,
hours and hours?
no, especially what is funny because back in Brazil, I was acting all the time. I was doing college in the morning. another acting course at night, and in the afternoon I would just keep maybe for rehearsals or auditions, and every weekend I would go for my theater company to do theater and experiment or rehearse something. So I was constantly acting. So when I took that audition, it was actually not hard at all, especially because her technique, for her, she don't believe memorizing lines because she doesn't care about lines. What she cares what you have in your eye, your truth. If you live in that, so don't believe in acting too. For her, it's like you living that piece of life. So for her, it doesn't matter if you have the script with you. And for us Brazilian, and I think most of us, even here in America, it's better, and most people just memorize lines because it's what casting directors normally like. You go to an audition room with off book, but for her, like that's why everyone is different. For her, excuse me, she didn't like that. She didn't want that. She just thought, no, I wanted the truth on you. I don't care about lines. So I tried to go with her technique, and I went with my script. Of course, I studied. I was really going deep on my character. So when I got there, I wasn't nervous at all because I had this script with me right away. I have to look. But I was connected with the person who was reading with me. And I think just being there and really being that character, that in that life, I think it just brought up the truth. And when she watched my audition, I think I'm sure she could see like the real emotions there. It wasn't trying to act anything. So even though she didn't understand anything, they're like that. I like that. I don't know how that worked, but hey,
I mean, yeah.
I have a question. So as far as like training for your roles, you've heard stories of like actors living and breathing that character, so they're going about their everyday life acting like this character. Like I think I can't remember which actor, but like let's say like Shia LaBeouf or something.
Jim Carrey does it a lot.
If he was playing like a dirty character or something, he would like stop brushing his teeth. He would let his hair grow out.
Oh wow!
He would speak in that accent of the character 24/7 and really like live and breathe that. Would you find yourself going to that extreme? Like if it was if it was like a high like a high stakes kind of a role.
Absolutely. Actually,
she's like, I'm doing
I don't
it.
do actually that often. No, it's back in Brazil. I think because over there it was my language, so I was doing more lead roles and more like really deep characters, and I miss that a lot because it's very normal for us when we get a character there, we go deep. And I remember being on the theater company. If you have to rehearse something, it's almost like you emerging on that life, and we're not afraid to touch each other. We're not afraid to say, to get ugly, and we're not afraid, to show the really ugliness, the darkness we have, because everyone have. Of course, we're not going to show because of society, but I like that when I used to go for these deep characters and just go for like the visceral, like the really deep on that character. So I love that. Kind of scary, you cry. Some people sometimes throw up because there's so much going on.
Great.
That emotions, yeah, it gets sometimes that crazy. That's why it's important when you know very well you, so you don't lose control as well, and you don't get paranoid, and then you think that you are the character in your daily life. Of course, you need to separate what's you. Okay, now I'm going to step back from me and really go deep on that character. And so I love that. Here in LA, what I learned a lot here, it's a little bit more in the business type of the industry. So I think here it has, at least in some productions I was in that professional level, it's like you don't have to go so deep. Like, I mean, it depends what you're getting, but I think the most things I did here is more comedy. So when it's comedy, more like real life, kind of course, you don't have to go that deep. But I would love one day to get a character again that actually I can put more like emotions and more feelings and bring out way more than actually I'm bringing to my characters now. But I love doing that type of acting, I don't know, experience. It's fun. It's really fun.
So I have another question. So what kind of so what kind of roles what kind of roles do you usually play, and considering like they might have like English speaking roles, do you have to have your American accent down as well?
So unfortunately, I can't get off my accent yet. I mean, I do accent reduction. I did. And if I have a script and I have days before to prepare, I have a coach that helps me. Because of my accent, that limits, of course, it limits myself to play any character, of course. Like if you would be in Brazil, I felt like I could play anything in my age range. But here, I would say I played a lot of escorts. I played models, sometimes kind of type, students. Now I have a team that we always go for 48 Film Festival. I don't know if you guys know about this Film Festival. It's we do a movie in 48 hours. So they give you an object, a theme, and then you do a movie in 2 days, and you have to edit, act, write it, everything in 48 hours. Because of this team, my last one that I just did, I was playing a moderator in a debate, an election debate. So that was actually funny. So sometimes I get a chance to play characters more like that. So like more like a business kind of type, a reporter, or someone, maybe a lawyer, something like that. So I got like a couple of times that I got this type of characters, which was nice. But in Brazil, I got crazy ones. I got my last movie there. I was playing this character, and she had problems with the drugs, so it was all like this.
Oh, how was that
very
one?
Drama. It was a good one. It calls Julie. Even we got some film festivals with that movie. Yeah, but and then normally more like comedy, so I'm more like that comedy type girlfriend.
Those romantic
like
comedies, yeah.
Yeah, I know those kind of type.
Nothing wrong with them. Now, were you
No,
always into
yeah.
acting? Did you know you wanted to be an actress since you were young?
I think I started when I was really young because I remember doing theater in school, but it's funny because I was very shy. I was so shy because I think I'm a single child. So my parents, they couldn't talk to me because sometimes I would cry and they would ask what's going on, and I couldn't communicate with them. So I think if they found out theater and they put me there because they told me, I think theater is gonna help you to express yourself.
Were you really scared? Were you like, no, I don't want to do this?
You see, I don't know what it was because I was very shy, but when I was on theater, on stage, and I got a character with me, for some reason that feeling of being scared, it changed. It's almost like it didn't exist anymore. I felt that I could play somebody else, so it wasn't me, and that was great because I wish I could maybe be that person or say whatever that person is saying. And hey, it's okay because it's not me, it's the character. So I think that I fell in love with that, and then I just kept doing it because I thought it was just fun. I used to love a lot, and I think that helped me to communicate better with people and then express my feelings, not be afraid anymore. People won't laugh at me if I do something stupid.
Hmm.
So theater actually helped me a lot. It was almost like a therapy for me. So then I felt like I couldn't leave without doing it. And that's when I realized that that could be a career. And I told my parents the time when I finished high school, and I told them, I want to do theater. I want to do acting in college. My parents freaked out. And for them, in Brazil, it's like,
Oh
oh
no.
no, please no. How are we going to make money?
Yeah, that's
All
always
the
the thing they
actors,
say. Why? Why? God, I hate it.
how are we going to
Anything that doesn't involve
survive?
being a lawyer.
Yeah, lawyer, doctor, or whatever, engineer. If it's
My
not that, they're like,
mom
what
was
are you
like, no, you shouldn't be a lawyer. Just be a doctor. No, I don't want to do these things.
doing? You should have said you should. I go play one, okay? I'll go pretend to be a
I
lawyer.
should
I'll
play
go
one, but
act
that's
to be a
fine.
doctor.
Oh man.
It's the
But no,
same, right?
Yeah,
You get
that,
acting money.
yeah. I'm
that
curious.
was actually one of the reasons too, because I told them I don't know what to do because I feel like every profession it sounds fun in somehow. So
Somehow.
acting, so I can just play everything.
That's true. And I'm curious though. So when you said you were shy and then you felt more confident, did you like were you shy still outside of the acting and then like very confident in theater, or did you slowly grow more confident, or like or you still feel very like shy?
um, I think it's something. Of course, it will be always on me. It will be inside. Something that sometimes you come out, of course. But it helped me. I think to control that feeling.
Hmm.
It's not that a problem anymore. Maybe sometimes is there. Sometimes that voice wants to come out and say, "Oh, please don't be stupid. You being ridiculous." But I
Mm-hmm.
kind of learned how to shut down the voice and say, "No, no, I'm gonna do what I think is right, and who cares? We're not right. I'm human. Of course, I make mistakes, and especially when I came to America, I didn't want to speak before because I still make mistakes sometimes.
Of
It's
course.
just because it's not a part of me. But I didn't want to speak because I didn't want to feel like stupid. People would look at
Hmm.
me
I know
saying, "Oh,
exactly how
she's
you.
an
Yeah.
well," and and it was a problem too because I studied a lot of acting back in Brazil. I mean, it's not like I was starting here, but I
Mhm.
think because I didn't have the language, sometimes people would look at me and think, I don't know. I had this feeling sometimes they would say, "Oh, she's just a model. She doesn't know what she's doing. Oh,
Mm.
she just came from another country. She doesn't know what she's. Oh, she's starting over. Oh, she wants to be an actress." Like, well, I was really acting there. Um, yes, I'm starting in another country, and yes, I don't have the language. That doesn't mean I don't know the thing. So I kind of have to deal with that. So I think my shyness, when I was shy, it kind
Mhm.
of brought up sometimes I would feel not confident, and I still have that sometimes. But I have to always keep reminding me, no,
Mhm.
don't let people throw you down. Don't let people put you down. You know what you're doing. It's how it is.
Oh, that's
But I
beautifully
think
It's
said.
your
when
passion. It's your passion that
yeah,
drives you to.
yeah, I think so. I think if you really love something, it doesn't matter. I mean, of course, everyone gets down sometimes if you say something that you don't like it about you. Of course, maybe you get you. Some people are very confident. I wish I could be that confident. I'm
Right?
not.
I don't know how they do it. I don't get it.
I wish. And I love it. When I see someone that confident, I feel like, oh my, I wish to be that person.
Yeah,
I am not.
exactly. Yeah, I feel like a lot of talented people have like this weird self, like this doubt. They just doubt themselves, or they feel like they're not good enough, and yet they're better than some people. And it's just like, why? Why do we have this? Why are we like? I know Victor, you deal with some stuff sometimes, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I
They're
wonder
very
what.
self-conscious.
Yeah,
At least we
They have this
know
image
that we are
that they
like
try
this.
to
And
hold
we have
up.
to work on it. Yeah, I think just if you know what it is, you know you have that. You just work on it, and so that's I think what I do.
but I like that you said
Uh,
that you work on it because I've known some people where they just like, this is who I am. I am going to be awkward and I'm not going to be able to talk to people forever. And I'm like, yeah, but maybe you can work on it. Like you said, like that voice, get rid of it. And whenever you feel fear, do it anyways, because that's how you'll only get over it. That's how you get out of your comfort zone.
that is true.
That
I
kind of makes me
actually
think of.
love that.
Well, that kind of makes me think of like fake it till you make it, or let's say someone's like trying to learn how to be more assertive or more outgoing. It's almost like acting, where you have to take on those personality traits and sort of become that person. So like I kind of thought about that because me personally, I feel like I do want to be more confident and outgoing and assertive, and I think to myself, what if I just pretend I'm an actor and I'm acting that way, and then maybe my emotions will follow suit, and eventually become that person. Do you think that being an actor, if you're being an actor and understanding how it works, do you think like if you pretended to be confident and acted that out, do you think you'd actually become that kind of person if you wanted to?
I would say yes. That's why I believe acting can be very therapeutic. I think if you really believe in something and you really truly want to be like that, I think eventually you can. I'm pretty sure. I mean, for me in acting, it's when I play different characters. I think that's what I love because if I have to play a confident person, I will be that confident person. But it's funny because I feel like I just put effort when I'm playing that. So when I'm out of that character, it's back to me. But I'm not the type of person who created a character. But I'm sure I watch sometimes gamers or people who play video games or doing that live streaming.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see people and I feel like they built a character for them to be maybe like that funny or to be that very confident person. I'm sure they just putting characters there, but it's their job probably, so they constantly be that character. I think eventually you kind of just believe that you're that person, I guess. For me, because it's always kind of changing and I have to play different things, I feel almost like I'll just come back to who I am, become fine being like that. And maybe sometimes, of course, I'm going to deal in some situations you have to be more confident. I will put my acting skills and play a little bit more confident in that situation. But that's the thing. Yes, I'm sure if you believe it, yes, the brain is crazy. Sometimes if you believe it, you really believe it. It's funny, like you have an imaginary situation. That's how it happens in acting sometimes. And then you have sometimes to step back because you're so into it that you start believing that actually is real. And sometimes it's like, okay, all right, let's just step back. That's not real. But I think, yeah, you have the power. I'm sure.
You have the power. You
Yeah.
should you should do your own seminar. I'm getting motivated listening to it.
You can be who you want to be.
Start doing
Just
YouTube
do
videos.
it.
Just do it. Make your dreams. No, but like,
So,
there's a lot of truth to
so,
that.
oh, sorry. What? So I was just wondering who were your inspirations and like your favorite actors, or even just people that motivated you and like inspired you to become an actor.
Well, it changed a lot. I think back in Brazil, I had a lot of Brazilian actors that inspired me, and one of them, and actually now he's in America. His name is Wagner Moura and Rodrigo Santoro. And of course, I had other ones, but it was different because I was studying acting, and what we have in Brazil it's common telenovelas, so
Yes,
soap operas.
fellas.
But I'll say Brazilian telenovela, they're pretty good. I know for some people think soap opera it's very, it's that kind of how it is. Soap
Cheap,
opera.
over dramatic.
Easy, yeah, but we do have good ones because they're not like style of Mexican. Not saying about bad about Mexican telenovelas. I love all of them, but it's a different vibe. So I mean maybe they still cheesy, but we still had some contests that it was actually interesting to talk about. But anyway, our acting telenovelas, I thought it was just amazing, and they still are. Our actors there are amazing. But when I was going more deep in acting and I wanted that for my career, I fell in love with how in America the movies are made. And then I got these two actors that was from Brazil and they came to America. And I felt very inspired by them because they decided to leave their career in Brazil and start over again, because someone that is famous back in Brazil, when it comes here, nobody knows them. Actually, nobody knows. No matter what you do there in Brazil, that's what happened to me. No matter what I studied, no matter what film I did, which commercial, when you come here, it just, sorry, we don't know who you are. It just start over. So I thought that was very humble of them. And of course, in between, I have just people in my life that inspire me. Even like on my theater company, the director from that company, the way he always taught me, that was very inspiring. And then I came to America. I do have some actors that I still think they're brilliant, and actually I always loved them, even back in Brazil, which is Meryl Streep, Leonardo DiCaprio. Today, I love. I mean, of course, you have those movies that Al Pacino, of course, all those big actors. They're just amazing to look. Of course, you can't even say anything.
They're legends, yeah.
I have other people that inspires me because they're not from America, like Gal Gadot. I feel very inspired by her because she's now doing Wonder Woman, and she's from another country, and she has accent, and she can do it. Like a huge movie here in America with accent. Hey, now why not? Everyone got a chance. So I think that's one of the things I most like about America, because I feel like now it's trying to include a little bit more diversity in movies, and people with accent, with people with color, people with, no matter their race, age. I think that is important because I think that's the world now. I mean, we are one planet.
Yeah, there you go.
We have countries, but
Beautiful.
we are all people at the end of the day, I mean, yes, I have accent, and, you don't have accent, but who cares?
Yeah, exactly, right? Oh, look who showed up, guys. Malachi's joining us for the Next Gen podcast with Tatyana. Welcome in, Malachi.
Hi guys.
All right.
Hello.
Pardon my tardiness.
Yeah, it's all good. So I
How
want
are
to
you
get
doing tonight?
deep. Oh, good. I want to get deep into your struggles, into the darkest place we can go. So Did you ever have a moment when you came to America where you felt like it just was the wrong move and like everything was just not going right? And then how did you get over that?
Oh yes. I had a lot of times. um, yes, unfortunately, I had to learn a lot at the beginning because I think when you just learn acting, you learn in the industry, you learn how the casting works here, and when you're new and from other country, everyone is a producer, everyone is an actor, everyone, the director, everyone can put you somewhere. So what happens is a lot of people promise you, and trying almost buying you to, oh, I can give you a part. Oh, I have this on my movie. And then you start like doing stuff that you don't realize, okay, that you need to stop and really see this is going to be something important for my career. This is just talk. Because what I found out is a lot of talk sometimes outside. So I kind of had to learn that. And what I learned a lot is, unfortunately, I got some people in my life that, yes, I can give you something if you give me something.
Okay, quid pro
What do you
quo.
mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Right?
So yes, unfortunately, that happens a lot in America in the industry.
Uh-huh.
But I think it happens everywhere. Maybe I just didn't see it when I was in Brazil because maybe I was still very young, very naive.
Mm-hmm.
So when I moved here, the problem I didn't have my parents. What is that?
Whose truck is Moses, is that you?
What? I don't hear anything.
It wasn't me.
Was it me? All right,
Was
we're
it?
back.
What
That
was
sounded
it?
like a truck. I don't know.
It did. It sounded like a vacuum cleaner slash truck. It
Was
sounds like
it
a vacuum
loud?
cleaner on
Yeah,
it.
there's nothing going on here. I'm just in the back room.
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. So based on your story, what you just explained, it sounded like you needed to understand your purpose because you were saying that you wanted to take roles, but you weren't sure if those, if it was going to be what it was for your career. So it sounded like in that time you needed to understand what your purpose was and to do things that aligned with your purpose and what you wanted to fulfill in your acting career or what you wanted to contribute as an actress in your career.
Yes. I think what happened is I came here and I want to make my career, and of course, I still want to make my career happen. We always want the next level. Okay, what's the next level? But I think we all have to pass through something. Sometimes everyone is different, and for me, I think it was learn that I have to trust my gut. I have to trust my instinct. And even though I want to make it happen, and I would do anything that I can without, of course, doing something bad, without hurting people, without doing something like that. But sometimes we find those little obstacles that are saying, yeah, we can make your path easier. I don't believe that thing that it's easier.
Yeah.
Those people,
Yeah.
I believe some amazing people that can help you to get there. But when I think, I can make it easier for you if you do that. So I think I learned that a lot. And then I realized, okay, I don't need that. I don't need those promises. So forget about that. And let's do what we have to do. Because I believed before that doing connections, meeting people, which I was doing, meeting a lot of producers, meeting people, being connected. I thought that was more important because if you know someone, like, if the director knows someone, of course, they're going to put that person. I always believed that. I still believe not too much anymore. I feel like it's not magic. Just do the job. Just go acting class. Just get a good manager. Just get a good agent. Keep studying. Do theater or do your own project. And now we have social media, which is amazing because then you can share. Just be involved with people that you really believe and you trust and you like to work with, and just let it go. I think everyone has your time, and even if it's gonna take 20 years, who cares? At least you're doing something that you love.
Exactly.
So
It's
you're
all
not-
about the journey.
It is all
Yeah.
about, yeah. And it's about the contribution. Like you're expressing yourself truly and authentically. I think that's what's most important. Is there a role that you've had that has left you like that has impacted you personally? That after you like played that role, it like left you transformed in other areas of your life outside of actually being in the role?
I think overall, I always learn something with my characters. It doesn't matter if it's in drama or comedy. I'm always learning something with that character. Of course, I do have ones that got me more. That things like when I was in Brazil more. I think mostly back in Brazil because I got more like lead roles. So when you have a lead role, which means it's not because it's a lead role. It just means you have more work, more time sometimes.
Yeah.
So you have to work more. So that allows me to be in connection with my character for longer. So I do have one that her name is Francesca. It was a theater actually in Brazil.
Okay.
And it was a character, imagine like Romeo and Juliet. So it was very poetic, and she's the lead in this theater. And I had to speak so much and in poetic. So people, it's in a poetic way to say things, but people still need to understand. And so it's not just, oh, I don't understand what you're saying, because it's so lyric, so poetic. But she's so passionate. She was a young, it's like Juliet. She was so passionate. She was not afraid to take risks. So to work for, to fight for her love, that even in the play she died because she loves the person and they are together, and she does what she believes. So I think with that I learned a lot, that I think passion is very important in our lives, no matter what you do. And sometimes I think we forget about that. We all about just, I want to get there, I want to get there, I want to get there. But about the journey, it's not, it doesn't exist shortcuts for passion and just doing what you actually love to do. So I think I learned a lot with her.
It almost sounds like you, like, because you're passionate about your dream and you left Brazil on your own to make it happen. I think that's why you connected so much. And then I also want to learn. So you were learning English in Brazil too?
Sorry, I got a seeds from a lemon.
Nice.
Oh man, this is the worst.
I tried. I mean, I had English in school. I think maybe like you guys have Spanish in school. You
So that
kind
means
of
you really did learn it then. Yeah. And
Yeah, you just memorize. You
Yeah,
memorize to passing the test in that sense.
Yeah, they didn't
And
teach you
then-
how to have a conversation.
exactly. No, they didn't. They really.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm
Exactly.
curious,
Maybe
how did you learn English? Did you go out there, meet people? Did you like how did you get to the point where you were like, I could speak English, I could do my lines, I could do everything in English?
that was definitely, of course, when I was here. And I took English classes here. My first English class school was King's College, and that was just amazing. There was people all over the world. I learned a lot of different accents at the time, of course, because there are people from France, German, China, Korea. I don't know, it's everywhere. So that was kind of beautiful to talk just one language, and you could talk with everyone from different countries. So, and I think being around of those people who are also learning like me, I wasn't alone. It made me feel very comfortable and so I could speak. So that was definitely when I was here in America, around other students. And then I was living in a American house, family kind of type, when you I don't know how to say actually how it is. It's just like you pay to stay in someone's house and they become your family. So
what's it called?
Like an
Abroad,
au
Yeah.
pair?
a foster family, or a
Like an au
yeah,
pair?
I
like
think
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I did that in Spain for a year.
See, yeah, that's how we do. We find your family. But I found my family even when I was actually in Brazil before actually coming. Then you got a family that is kind of close to the school.
Okay.
You're gonna take classes. And
Oh,
then you come.
exchange student. Like that sounds more
I
like that.
think that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't even remember what they call it here because, of course, we use other terms in Portuguese. But
Yeah.
yeah. So I came and I went to this house, and she had other students actually staying there, and they helped me a lot. So I was just talking with them. The family was, I mean, of course, nobody understands Portuguese, so I should speak
Yeah.
English. That was very funny because sometimes, especially the beginning, I couldn't say something, or I couldn't communicate what actually I wanted to say. So I use a lot of my hands, and I think I still have now because
Oh
I
yeah, you
talk
still
so
do.
much with my hands because
I love
I was like, how can I that so so
Por favor, please.
that please.
Yeah.
It's like
I
my
did the same thing because I used to find myself like wanting gelato a lot, and before
I don't
I
blame
could
you.
get the the language, I would just like point, and then I would say like the size of like this, no, this. Yeah. So yeah, I completely get it.
So I know moving to a whole new country. You said it was tough because your parents were kind of helping you out when you were living in Brazil, and I know every they call them like starving artists, whatever. They're like trying to make it in their industry, and then and they're like doing a part-time job. Did you have to take on a part-time job, or did you like have money saved up? How do you like support yourself?
No, I mean, my parents, they paid me at the time for the school, the house, for
Oh.
6 months. For 6 months, I was fine because that was the time I had for English class, my acting class that I got it, my scholarship, and then that's it. When I told my parents that I want to stay more, my parents freaked out because they were like, okay, that was already a lot of money because now $1 is triple in Brazil, so it's like 3 reais or maybe 4 now. I don't know.
Oh
Really
wow.
expensive, the dollar.
Yeah.
So for that, I was like, okay, we can't afford you there anymore. So then I have to really work my way around. So I had to change schools, go try to find a school that was a little bit cheaper, more affordable. Of course, you can't find so cheap because they need you like the very specific documents for like a visa for students that's not from here. But yeah, I worked a lot too. So I was studying, and then I was working as a waitress, and I worked in
That's how you do it.
everything you can imagine. I was babysitter, I was a waitress, I was selling massage machines.
Oh no, MLMs. Oh no.
Doing everything.
You were doing it
was
all.
You were getting after it.
Hustle.
That's what I'm talking about. But no,
I was
that's it
working
though.
everything.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you make it happen.
Yeah.
You
So
do
as
that.
someone who is living their dream, what advice would you give to someone else who has a vision but who has to put forth the type of effort or to get out of their comfort zone to make it happen? What would one thing you would like tell them to do to save them from the pitfalls of chasing their vision?
It's hard to find one thing, but
Okay, name like the first three that comes to your mind.
No, sure. I would say if you really love, if you have that passion,
Hmm.
put in the paper everything that why you love that and why you be willing to sacrifice, and
Yeah,
and then you start making happen. So it's not only in your dream, and you start making things happen. Okay, I want that, but to get that, what do I need? Where I should go? So you start planning ahead of time. You have a plan. I think if you have
yeah,
a plan, you gotta make a plan for you, and
yeah,
not time, because some people, I wanna be famous in 1 year. Okay, that's I mean, you can be famous in different ways. Sure, maybe
yeah,
you can be famous very quick. Just do something stupid in the street. I don't know. But
yeah. Oh yeah, it can happen.
You dress up as a Spider-Man.
2020.
Yeah,
You're on
be very
TikTok.
we're in the
specific.
digital age. Yes.
Be very specific what you want. So I think when you're very specific and you
Okay.
have a plan and love, and I would say be surrounded of people that actually believe in you.
Yeah.
Because if they
That's
don't
true.
believe in you, so just, you know, don't need to say, don't need
Throw
to
'em
be
out.
mean. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't need to be mean and forget about them. But I think
Sometimes you
it's
gotta break up your
important to be
friend.
surrounded people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need a support group, because when the going gets tough, you need someone to like lift you up. I agree with that. And action steps are very important. You have the vision, but without the action behind it, it'll just always be a dream. So I understand that. We're
I
all
think anything
individuals.
you dream, everything. I think people needs dreams. Dreams,
Yes.
it's what make us want to leave. If you don't
Hmm.
have dreams, you probably be a depressed person. So I think that's
Exactly.
very important.
Yeah. Something to look
But if
forward to,
you
right?
want to make that happen, yeah, if you want to make that happen, you need to take actions.
Right.
And little by little, step by step. And
Yeah.
actually one thing that helps me a lot, now remembering, I had my dream board. I thought
I
that
have
was actually funny, but I actually, and I still have mine. I still have mine. And I had it in Brazil, and then I did another one here. And back in Brazil, one thing that it was in my dream board, it was Hollywood. People thought it was just, yeah, she's going to be in Hollywood one day. And it happened. So sometimes putting your goals, even sometimes it sounds stupid for maybe someone, if you truly believe and it's your dream, it's not stupid. It's your dream, it's not stupid. But put it there. Put it outside. I think when you put outside, it's like the energy starting working
Yes.
in your favor. It's
Yeah. The
something
universe is like, you're
energetic.
serious about it. Yeah. When you put it into writing. Yeah. I actually wrote mine down, and every morning I read over it. Like what I want to see in 3 years, what I want to see in 5 years, and even what I want to see in the next 6 months. And so I just like read over it constantly to remind myself, like, this is what I'm doing. And so it gives me like a sense of purpose. And because I have that purpose, I don't engage in things that doesn't support where I see myself going, you know? And
Hmm.
so I think that's very cool to understand like your vision and acting behind your vision or dream.
I love what you said about the idea that you had, I want to go to Hollywood, and then you went and you achieved your dream. Like it's weird
Yeah.
because we get so caught up in like we have these big dreams that I guess we forget to enjoy when we get there. Like
Right.
you're in Hollywood, you've achieved one of your dreams. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And like there's got to be a moment where you're like in the present, you're just like, this is what I've always wanted. Enjoy that because it's for instance, if you like went to Hollywood, you probably felt really good, but after a week or maybe longer, maybe you were like, this is it. This is my new home. But it doesn't give you that same like I'm here now. It's more like, I'm here. And I think we all need to learn to like remember why we had these dreams and remember how we were gonna feel when we achieved them because now we're living them and then you have to make new dreams. And I think it just keeps people happy when they realize your
Yeah.
dreams aren't these grand things. It could be something small as moving to Hollywood or making your own video or doing some things to a bigger dream that you might have that keeps you going forever and ever. Like you might be like, I want to be the #1 movie star, and they're like, oh, it's not possible. It doesn't have to be possible. It just has to be something so grand that I never stop working. I never stop doing it because it's impossible. So I'm gonna keep going until I die.
Right. You keep
And
expanding
that's
into it.
it's true. But I love it because that's what it is. Yeah, we can't stop dreaming. We always you achieve that, and then okay, now I have something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's nice when you learn how to celebrate what you got. And I started doing that on my dream board. If I read something, I put a note. Congratulations for getting that, or congratulations for your new manager.
Right.
Congratulations for that audition. It just because yeah, you probably won't feel again that feeling again, like
Mm-hmm.
oh, I just achieved that because you passed. But when you see that little note,
Mm-hmm.
it's just gonna remind you, oh, that's nice. I actually reached that.
Mm-hmm. And then you just said something very profound. Like you took the time out to celebrate yourself. Like that's very important. Like sometimes you just go and go, and you never like take a time to like realize and say, hey, I actually did what I set out to do. So I think celebration is like very important. Like because you miss like sometimes we look for other people to please us and say you're doing a
Yeah.
great job, but we don't do it enough for ourselves. And if you're doing it for yourself, it doesn't matter if it's coming from outside or not, you know. So then it makes your value be internal. So I think self celebration is very important when it comes to like self care. I like that you mentioned that.
Yeah,
Good
it's
point.
actually very important.
Yes.
It can be
Very.
celebration by yourself, maybe
Mm-hmm.
people you like, and
Yeah,
just
that too.
do something. Just do
Mm-hmm.
something. Yeah.
Another.
It's almost like it's gonna make you feel have that memory in with you, and every time you read something again, you want to read something again because how you celebrate yourself or
Right.
when you do something that it's just gonna make you feel better.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
did you get into the influencing? Is that like part of just like acting, or did you just do that on your own for your social media?
um, Funny enough, I never liked social media.
Neither do
I
I.
was I am a very private person. I know that sounds crazy, but I remember being here in America, and I got a manager one time, and he told me, you know what, you need to be public. You need to open your Instagram, and we need to grow this thing because it's acting, it's whatever it is. You need social media, and I was like, oh my god, okay. So I started at the time more almost like because there was a lot of pictures, so it was a lot of modeling and some acting together. So
Hmm.
that's how it started. And the thing was just growing at the time, and my manager was helping me at the time, and we were doing a lot of photo shoots and everything I had. I was hosting. And then I think eventually just this influencers start happening. And I got an agency one time for influencers. And they say, hey, you get free products and you should post about it and maybe sometimes you can get paid. And I thought, well, extra payments? Sure, you know, like how
No,
actors are.
can't go wrong with that.
Sure. Sure. But then I started learning, oh, that actually is a very powerful tool that you have social media nowadays is a very powerful thing.
Hmm.
So the beginning started just being fun, and I just want to, oh, I just post about something, I get paid, maybe a free product. But then I started learning a lot that a lot of people actually can be influenced by you.
Mm.
And I thought, oh, so I should start using now my platform to show good things. Maybe I don't know if you guys noticed. I don't know if you follow me or not. It's okay, but I
Oh, I
try
just
now
did.
only to get. Oops. I just I just get deals with companies that I truly believe in nowadays. They are vegan or eco-friendly or sustainable. So I try just to help those type of companies. And I try to inspire being more like a vegan lifestyle, because I truly believe that the planet now it's asking us for help. So I
Yes.
started using the platform to share more about what's happening in a nice ways. But like I love to cook, so sometimes I try to share with people now. Oh, actually, you maybe not vegan, but maybe you can be half vegan sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's nice. And maybe less animals to suffer, maybe
Yeah.
less fires in the Amazon, the Amazon rainforest, which now there are a lot of fires over there because they need to put like cows and chickens, like those type of
Yeah, the
stuff.
greenhouse gases from all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I'm using now my platform, my influencer,
Yeah.
influencer character to try to
It's a superhero.
make something
Mhm.
good.
So you
Yeah.
said you like to cook. What is your favorite are you a vegan or do you classify yourself as a vegan? Or
I do,
okay.
but because sometimes I know vegans are very strict, so I
Mm.
kind of more call that I have a plant-based lifestyle.
Yes, I say
Yeah,
the
there
same
you
thing.
go. I honestly think labels like that just like getting away from things, because I think
Yeah.
you can be
Yeah,
a vegan and then one day say, you know what, maybe I do want to eat this like grass-fed, this really nice chicken that wasn't taken care of badly, but actually was raised in like the wild, stuff like that. Like you can choose that. You're not stuck in these things that you have to be a certain way. Like people are like, oh, I have to be vegetarian all the time. It's like you can choose. You have to
Especially if
learn
you're
to balance.
traveling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe I want to experience another culture's food and perhaps like you don't know exactly all the ingredients. But if you put yourself in this box, it's hard to step out of the box. So I use the
yeah,
classification plant-based too. But what is
yeah.
like
I like plant-based because, like you were saying, I love to travel, and when I'm
yeah,
traveling, I like sometimes to try their culture, and it
right.
could be food or clothing, and I want to see their culture. And once in a while, I want to see what it is. And of course, maybe sometimes if I'm in Hawaii and they have this very amazing fish kind of plate, which is
Hmm.
very unique on that island, yes, I would try. So that's why
Right.
I feel like at
Hmm.
home I try to be more plant-based as possible, but I do use honey sometimes for
I use
remedy
honey
purposes.
too.
So
Yeah.
that's why it's like, yeah, it's can't call you vegan because of that, but I feel
Yeah.
like if every person actually would reduce the amount of meat, it
Yeah.
would be okay. I think that actually that's the best thing. If you just reduce a little bit of,
Moderation. Just
yeah,
Yeah.
moderate.
moderate.
Yeah.
I just think
Uh,
they should stop putting them in those
Better.
houses and killing them
yeah.
like the way they do, where they trap them together. No, it's disgusting. I hate that stuff.
Well, yeah, that's a whole
Yes.
nother that's a
That's a
bigger mess because you're
yeah.
actually eating that meat that's tainted with those hormones of suffering and things like that. And so now that you're consuming that, that's in your body as well. So
Mhm.
it becomes a
Yeah.
whole nother thing because it's energy and that stuff. But yeah, I won't get into that. But
But
my main question,
it's a little by little. I
yeah,
like to just show what I do, being vegan or a plant-based lifestyle. But I'm not the type of person who will be with someone and he loves meat. Yes, eat your meat. I'm just showing how it is now, how I live, and it's
yeah,
nice. And I think everyone just do what they think it's better for them. And I just hope at least you know what you're doing. You have conscious what you're doing. I think that's the
mhm,
most important thing. And then you take from there.
I like that openness where you're like, you can eat meat around me and it's okay, but like I'm not gonna do it. This is my path. But you don't like attack them, be like, you're wrong, you're not this. You just educate them. You be
Oh
like, this is
yeah.
yeah. I love that
No.
because the world nowadays is just like I'm right, you're wrong, and that's not helping with anything.
Oh yeah. No, we don't know what is right. We don't know what is wrong.
We really don't because it's all perspective.
Yeah. It's just I think respect. Let me share with you what I think it's good, And if you like it or not, I'm just sharing. And then, it's a respect. Maybe, oh, I like this vegan dish. Maybe I'll include this one on my lifestyle. But I still like what I do here, and I think it's okay, and it's fine, And I think I'm okay with my body. Now, if someone comes to me and say, "Hey, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. I can't help me. I want to lose weight, or I don't know." Then, of course, then it's different because you're coming to me and asking for help. But if you're not asking for help, I'm not going to be there and say, "Hey."
Hey, I got the answers. You didn't ask for them.
Yeah. I feel like it's like respecting their freedom to make a choice. Like you're making a choice, and that's my freedom to make a choice, and you have a freedom to make a choice too. But if you ask me why I do a certain thing, then I'll tell you. So I like that. But so what's one thing you really like to eat that's like you like to prepare for yourself?
It's very hard because I love to cook and I'm very diverse. So, okay, today I'm doing one of my favorite plates, and it's ganache. It's gluten-free ganache with purple potatoes and vegan pesto. It's basil and the Brazil nuts. It's very delicious, and the purple potato is amazing. So yeah, so
yes,
that's
I love
maybe one of my favorites. But I do love chocolates. I make my own chocolate.
You do?
Yes.
Oh my gosh! How do you? Okay, so what recipe do you use? I'm very interested. Like, so you not put like milk in it, or how does that work?
It's pretty easy. I can say right now. So that is two ways. You can use raw cacao butter. Pure, you can buy anywhere. Cacao butter.
Okay.
Coconut oil.
Let me write this
raw
down.
cacao powder. Take a note.
And you said coconut oil?
Yes, coconut oil, cacao butter.
Uh-huh.
And raw cacao powder.
Okay, raw cacao powder.
Raw is always better because they didn't pass through heating process, so you can keep the nutrients and vitamins. So you have 1 part of cacao powder and 1 part of cacao butter or oil. You just mix them. And then sweetness, you can use maple syrup, you can use coconut sugar, or you leave it dark. I love that.
Okay. Yeah, I like dark chocolate. Yeah, because I was like recently I was like, okay, I gotta do something about my sugar intake because sugar turns into toxicity in the body. So I was like, I just need to have a better like alternative like sugar when I want something sweet, and not have all the processed sugar or artificial flavoring and stuff like that. So I'm really happy that crossed my path. Thank you.
Yeah. You can check my food page and I have a lot of recipes there, all vegan.
Are you doing any YouTube videos on your recipes?
Yes, I have videos. I have.
Really?
I have everything. If you my Instagram page, it's Tachi with Y, Tachi Table. So yeah, I share all recipes. I don't just keep it with me. I share with everyone. Some people come, you're very sweet, just sharing recipes like this, and sure, get it and make it yourself.
That's beautiful.
I really like that.
So you made all these recipes on your own? Like you just experimented and now you got them?
I get very inspired. Of course, I follow a lot of vegan pages or people that I like their diet, lifestyle. Not diets, like the healthy lifestyle. And I get ideas from everyone, and then I kind of combine them and I make my own kind of version. I mean, nowadays it's hard to say it's my own recipe because everyone just got inspired by someone.
But
so many recipes out there. It's kind of I can't say, oh, it's my recipe. I got inspired by a lot of things, but I try. I made a lot of mistakes by myself when I was cooking. A lot of things went wrong.
But that's life, yeah.
Yeah, that's the process of trial and error, but you get it. So you, that's really good. I'm
Yeah.
excited to try this to make some chocolate.
Yeah, just melt it, double boil the cacao
Right.
butter, melted everything, just put the cacao powder, put in mold and like chocolate molds or any like ice cubes
Cube
tray and
trays, okay.
put in the refrigerator, and then when it's ready, firm, and then done, you have chocolate.
Yay, I'm making chocolate, guys.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to try it when I go visit you. But for the Instagram, who takes your photos? Because I know sometimes you have like photos of you like with a pumpkin, but like, is that your friends? Is that just someone else that follows you? You pay them?
Yes, he's not here, but it's funny because I don't share that a lot, but I am married, so that is my husband.
No, okay. Well, there you go. It's a
Yeah,
dynamic duo.
yeah, he does for me. But like right now, I'm doing. I use ring light. Of course, when I'm home, I can just put the phone there, put 10 seconds, run at the place, take a picture.
That's incredible.
Wow. So being an actor, you said you have an agent. Like when you talk about like getting yourself out there or getting, I guess, roles, is your agent mostly responsible for that, or how do you find
Nowadays,
work?
yes. At the time when I was start acting, and then I learned that all actors can do that. You can just make an account for you on Actor Access or LA Casting or Casting Frontier. You pay there kind of a value by month. I think Actor Access you can pay by year, and then you can find most auditions. But when you don't have an agent, most auditions you find is more non-union. But I think when you're starting, you need to start from somewhere. So I think I did a lot of more like small projects because I want something for my reel. I want to get credits on my IMDb. And then you go workshops. Then when I got my manager now, she's amazing, and she's bringing me now auditions, more like big auditions, more like SAG auditions with actors with name. So that's a good thing. But I'm only doing these auditions now because I got an agent. At the time, I mean, I could actually at the time I got by myself an audition, and I got a part for Suicide Squad at the time, but they cut my scene, so I'm not in the movie. But that was
Oh
fun.
no.
But yeah, I got it because I was submitting myself, and sometimes you get lucky. They were looking for Russian, and I lied at the time I was Russian because of my name.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Oh.
Yeah. You're like, I'm Russian.
I hope
They
they
saw
never
you're not.
see that. What?
They'll find out.
It's okay.
They'll never find out. No. Oh my goodness.
You're
with
an actress, but
pitchforks
you're
and
acting
torches.
Russian. It's okay. You really took on the part.
Yeah, I
That's
lied.
just
I lied a couple times when I lied one time saying that I could do a French accent, so I just kind of did a French accent. You know, sometimes you just do this when you think like, oh, I think I'm capable to do that.
yeah. You're like,
You're
I'll
not
figure it out.
supposed to, but you know, sometimes
Yeah,
you're like, oh
maybe.
yeah, I can do that.
Like Victor said earlier, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes
So
you
are they able to notice, like, so if you're like pretty good at doing a French accent, like, do they notice if you say that you can do it? But like,
I
they
think
that
at the
good?
time, I was very confident because I was with friends. I had friends at the time that they had French accent, like their natural French accent. So I think because I was hearing them a lot, so that helped me a lot having that musicality in my mind. So I felt like no, I can do it. Probably nowadays I don't think I would do that again.
True.
But I do in Spanish. I think Spanish and Portuguese they're kind of similar. So
Hmm.
They are. And they're right next to each other. Well, Portugal is right next to Spain, but not Brazil. Brazil's
Yeah,
far away.
if I have the lines, I can memorize in Spanish, and it's like, oh yeah, I think I can do that. Maybe Spanish people would tell, oh no, she doesn't have Spanish accent.
Yeah.
How do you memorize all these lines? I feel like that's the
That
hardest
was
part
one
of
of
being
my.
an actor. Yeah, like
I always
right.
wondered
Like,
that. Every time I'd watch like a movie or a TV series, I'm like imagining them doing these lines over and over again, and like knowing
Right.
everyone's lines because you kind of have to know your cue or whatever. I don't know.
it seems impossible in my eyes.
It's practicing, and it's funny because, like I'm saying, when I was in Brazil, I think because I was doing so much, it's almost like your second nature. You just
Uh-huh.
reading, you read, and then I think like you read so much, and then you start saying it loud that the thing just stick in your brain, and then you just can play around. But here, when English wasn't my first language, it was harder because I had a couple times that sometimes I was saying something I didn't know what I was saying because I didn't know what the word was.
Mm.
So that was harder because I was memorizing something that didn't make too much sense.
Yeah, it's hard to get it in the brain because you're like, I
Yeah,
don't
so
know what it
sometimes
is.
it's in the brain.
Mhm.
But what I do sometimes, I use a recorder. I record my voice when I have time because sometimes some auditions they just one day, so you just need to hustle that thing. But if I have time, I like to read it, understand, then I record how I think it's supposed to be read. And then I start listening, and then I try it again. And then I try to do however I think it's on me. Like,
Mm.
okay, I'm gonna do it. I don't care if I'm saying exactly how it is in the paper, but I want to see if I could understand. Because I think when you're getting that level that you understand what you're saying, then it's like getting easier. Okay, so she uses this word, so I'm gonna use this word instead of what I'm saying. But they kind of make sense.
Right.
And
And it's always cool to see the bloopers too at the end of the movie where they show like certain parts. Like it's really unique to be like, wow, they actually like mess this up, but they make it look so perfect. I was like, great editing, like whoever puts this all together.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
if you
crazy.
guys watched my last movie that I did, it's a short film for the 48 hours.
Oh, I
It
gotta
called
watch it.
The Debate. Uh, because we get the script on the day, couple hours before, and you have to do it. That was hard for me because I had some words that I never said it before. So I was like, oh my God, dear Lord. So I was getting nervous. I woke up 6 a.m. As soon as I got the script, I started like reading, and then I had to go on set. And then they told me, oh, we're going to shoot our scene before lunch. And I was freaking out. I was like, what? I didn't even start memorizing this thing.
Oh, what?
So yeah, that was hard. I mean, we got it. But at the end of the movie, the director, he loved putting those mistakes at the end of the movie, like what actors do. And yes, he has a scene that I do that too. And I was doing my scene, and then the director said, "You kept saying this word, but it's not." And then I started laughing, and he's like, "Ah, yeah, but that's how it is." So,
Oh, I
yeah,
definitely need to check that out.
it's
Oh
kind of
my
funny.
goodness.
So
Yeah,
did
we
you say
make
they were?
mistakes.
So did you say they were lenient on you, like changing words as long as it made sense? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I mean, like if you get a script and you try to say what do you remember, and you find yourself sometimes instead of maybe like similar words, instead of saying a word, you're just using a similar word, but they have the same meaning.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, oh, what's the
So
term?
they kind of make sense, but they are just the same meaning. Some directors or some casting directors, they don't mind if you change a little bit the script.
Mm-hmm.
Some writers or some casting directors, they do. So some of them you need to memorize word by word because they don't like when you change. So yeah, kind of just have to deal with that.
I wonder.
Most of the times you have time. Most of the times you have time to memorize lines. For me, to get lines really good, it's nice when you have like a week. Then it's amazing, you know. And not think about lines anymore. Then just thinking about character in the moment.
True.
But I mean, of course, that's why I use technique. When you don't have time for that, you have 2 days or something. You've got to have to memorize. So what you do, use technique. Even you're not feeling too much the character because you don't have time. But using technique, it feels like you're having them feeling. But sometimes it's just because you're thinking the lines, it's still because, I mean, you don't have too much time. So that happens sometimes. As long as I think you're understanding what you're saying, as long as it sounds natural, I think you know, it should be fine. I think now if you have time to work on it, and then it's just amazing, and then you really feel the character. So that's enjoyable. That's when it becomes very enjoyable to do acting. That's when you've got the lines, you know what you're doing, you know the situation, and you're just there with the person, and then it's just magic. I don't know.
Yeah, you get in the flow state.
Yeah, you're just flowing.
Yeah, it just flows. Yeah.
Previous podcast reference.
I love that word flow though. It just makes me like feel so peaceful when I say it. Like, oh, like nice.
It's like a superpower because it's like you get so into whatever you're doing and like time doesn't even matter anymore. All you want to do is just focus on that, or you do your best job. Like for acting, you're just in it and you don't even worry about anybody else, what people are looking at or saying. You're just
there. You're in the present moment, just soaking it all in. It's nice.
Yeah, I love when this happens. When you there, it's almost like everything around you just someone can drop something right there, and because I'm so focused on there that it doesn't even bother me.
Yeah, it doesn't take your attention. Like that's quite amazing.
But yeah. So you guys have any other questions? I feel like we've reached a good point.
Yeah, I think we have to. I just want to say thank you for coming. It's very nice having you, and thank you for contributing to our podcast. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. And before we end it off,
for inviting me. Thank you.
Oh yeah, no, of course. I've been doing this new thing. I actually got it from another podcast. But if you could have like a saying on a billboard or anywhere, what would your saying be? Your phrase for people?
Ooh, nice.
Believe in yourself and make it happen.
Yes.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
I also have another question. For Halloween, are you gonna do anything for Halloween? And if you're gonna dress up, who are you dressing up as?
Yes.
Jessica Rabbit from that movie, the rabbit, and it has the Jessica Rabbit. You know the movie with animation.
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland.
No.
Was it Peter Rabbit?
Huh?
Is it Peter Rabbit?
It's it's Jessica Rabbit, and they have the rabbit, and she has a red hair, red dress, and she sings. She's very sexy, and it's animated with movie. It's a very old movie. I can't forget the name of the movie now.
I'm not sure, but I do know who you're talking about. It's the red dress girl.
Said it's old. Is it like Looney Tunes?
It's old.
No. It's an old one. Oh man.
The movie's called Who Censored Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it Roger Rabbit? Yeah.
Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, so it was Looney Tunes. Yes, okay. I know who you're talking about now. Because when you said the red dress and sexy, I pictured her voice. Because she has a very, like, seductive...
She's so sexy.
Yeah.
I remember being
Yeah,
a kid. I remember being a kid, and I was looking at her like, wow, she's so sexy.
Yeah, even down to, like, the voice animation. It was very, like, soft and, like, smooth. Yeah. I remember that.
Oh, that's a great question, Victor. Gotta post it for your fans. But yeah, so thank you for coming on the Next Gen podcast. We'd like to end it off by handing the mic to you if you want to do any shout outs, any inspirational quotes, any last minute thoughts. And thanks for coming on.
Yeah, just believe in yourself and dream. Dream a
Boom.
lot.
Yes. And then if you want, you can say your Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, wherever they can find you.
Okay, yeah. You can find me on my 2 Instagrams, which my personal it's Tatyana. It's Tatyana. Figueiredo. It's Figueiredo. Or my food page, which is Tachi's Stable.
Please see us again next Wednesday at 8 a.m. Thank you.